Tarumbeta italia katika anga
like this. That is how the trumpet will sound.
Ekonene. So jana kuna vile Sifuna alibaki ameitisha press conference, and on the press conference akasema that he's still the SG wa ODM. Na history ya Sifuna, kitu interesting nayo ni inaonyesha vile ODM iko divided, cause I was surprised kuona kwa hiyo press conference that Winnie Odinga was there, considering that on the other side ni anko yake Oburu Odinga and all the people who want an ODM where everyone supports the broad-based government. So wacha tucheki kile Sifuna alisema, alafu kulikuwa na madha fulani Coast. No madha Coast, I think ali describe ODM better than anyone can describe ODM kikam to saizi. But wacha tuanze na Sifuna.
A regime lacking in legitimacy. I remain a loyal member and the duly elected Secretary General of the ODM party. I remain committed to the struggle for a fair, just and democratic Kenya. As I navigate this period, I ask for your prayers and goodwill, but most importantly, for all of you to remain vigilant in guarding the freedoms that Raila Odinga taught us never to compromise over. We are the generation that will reach Canaan, as envisaged by the late Raila Odinga, and nothing will distract us from this endeavor. I am grateful to all of you for all the messages of support, and I want to assure you that we will be back to the grassroots bigger and more energized beginning this Sunday in Kitengela.
So kitu moja pia ile Sifuna alienda paki address ni vile history yote imehappen, cause kumekuwa na that sentiment of Sifuna needs to go, and imekuwa there for a very long time, and most of us knew that it was just a matter of time before they kick him out, and so alibaki amebonga juu story.
Yeah, first of all, our lawyers are already in court. And that matter that you have asked is a matter that is now properly before the court. Let those who have made those accusations come and explain to us how I confused party position with my own opinion.
So kumekuwa na hiyo accusation that the party keeps saying this and Sifuna keeps saying something else, and this is something that has been said by Mbadi, it's been said by Opio Andai, sunacheki the people who are literally in government. Amekuwa na hiyo story ya Sifuna, he's not towing the line, so kumekuwa na hiyo.
Secondly, I don't think it is correct for anyone to say that Sifuna does not have a right to have a personal opinion. Raila Odinga told them himself that every person in ODM, irrespective of a position we hold, has a right to be able to speak their minds. So if anybody wants to contradict what Mzee said, that's upon them. Lastly, this is a coordinated war. This is a coordinated war against Edwin Sifuna. You people know me. You have seen me at work. The Kenyan public knows me. Those governors that are making those allegations, we will meet them in court.
Kwa juu hii story, inile story sasa pia another story that broke out on Thursday ama ilikuwa Wednesday, ilikuwa ni a few judges, governors were saying that Sifuna, Kajwang, I don't remember the other guys, because Sifuna na Kajwang ndio kwa frontline wamekuwa wakiwa extort for money, and this is a very simple thing to prove, najua, cause money has to move. So there was this withdrawal, and after this withdrawal there was this. There was on this specific day phone ziliping pali pamoja. Like it's so easy to prove this thing kuonyesha if it's true or false. So and I basically that's what Sifuna was saying
in court, because it is very defamatory for you to stand up and say I have extorted you. If I have ever extorted you, you bring the evidence for the Kenyans to be able to see, and we will handle that matter. In fact, it is already a subject of discussion in the Senate, and we will deal with it from there.
So yes, that's another accusation against Sifuna. The accusation is he's been extorting. Amekuwa extort governors for money, and of course I don't think that's the case. These are the sort of people wale kuna moja ko charged with spending 3 million shillings on a Christmas tree, and it's in one of those rural counties. And what I can say is this: me as a someone grew up na hii, in quotes, and after grow up na hii, a Christmas tree was never a big deal. Why? Because I'm Kenyan. Now I try to imagine a Christmas tree in Kakamega, Christmas tree in Kisumu, Christmas tree in Siaya, Bungoma. How does a Christmas tree become so important that you can spend 3 million shillings? on a Christmas tree. If I'm in any of those counties, this is a Ocha, Mbere. If there is Mbere a county, damn, okay. I think that's Embu. I'm a Meru County. If I'm there, I'm not even spending 100,000 shillings on a Christmas tree. Why? Because it means nothing to the people there. The same way it happened in Nairobi. It means nothing to us. But these governors always have some, they don't respect the taxpayers' money. But kikam tu historia nini, vile nasema, one of the things that stands out is kwa hizi press conferences, you can see Winnie Odinga. And so I found this to be strange. But even before tuangalia what Orengo said, wacha tuanze na Babu. Because of course now Babu iko kwa hii camp. And so ODM iko split. That's one thing that is for sure. ODM is split. And this reminds me of Ford. Ford ilikuwa very united, then ikaenda up na Ford Kenya, ikaenda up na Ford Asili, na the Ford itself. Broke into 3 parts. ODM, of course, kulikuwa na ODM, kulikuwa na ODM Kenya. ODM Kenya, in quotes, died and transformed into Wiper. And then Wiper ikakufa, ikakuwa Wiper Patriotic Front. Like, damn, okay. But wacha tusikize Babu.
That the illegal removal of Sifuna from office is not taken on a light note by this team, and I want to condemn the leaders who did this. We know what Baba stood for. Baba stood for justice. Baba stood for fair hearing and trial. And the meeting that took place in Mombasa was an illegal meeting. That was a kangaroo meeting that was set up to remove the current Secretary General of ODM, Edwin Sifuna, from office.
Damn, a kangaroo meeting. So, hii kangaroo meeting of course ilikuwa na ule buda anaitwa Oburu. Na talking of Oburu, nikidigress kidogo, kuna boy fulani nimediscover majuzi, nimediscover through James Orengo. Yo boy anajua kudu Oburu. Like damn, still not anadu Oburu in that perfect way. Like his voice, intonation, everything. Oh boy akibonga. And you're not looking, you might actually think it's Oburu. Till you hear it's the nonsense he's talking, then you know it's a joke.
I want to state that these leaders were seen at one point in Mombasa taking sacred oath to uphold and protect the party constitution. The same constitution that they are violating. There was no proper procedure that was followed. And I want to state that there is no way that illegal office holders can remove a legal office holder, SecGen, from office. Lastly, I want to state that the only mistake Sifuna committed and the only mistakes that we are committing is to fight for the downtrodden, to fight for the forgotten in this society, to fight for the less privileged in Kenya, to fight for jobs.
Damn, okay. I expected what Sifuna is fighting is just he's fighting Ruto, but I think he's fighting for a more fair and just country and a corruption-free country. Because I remember one of the things that Sifuna tweet in January, after tusikie that 11 billion had been stolen, alikuwa tweet that there is no country here. So I think that's what Sifuna has been fighting for. Do I think he's been fighting for jobs and the downtrodden? And I don't really think he's been doing that. Unless we argued that, because even for Sifuna, I've never heard him. And of course, this is not about just him, but it's just all the Kenyan politicians. I've never heard them ask governors for jobs. Like, what jobs are you creating? Because devolution is also supposed to create jobs, and not just jobs that politicians and their cronies. It's supposed to be jobs, like real jobs where families in an area get uplifted, but we never get that. So like when Senator Babu Owino was outlining his manifesto, alibonga juu affordable healthcare, affordable housing, which is affordable rent. It would be interesting. Like, I think one of these days I'll try and look for him again. I hope anajuaga sikuagi fully sold on him, considering the past. Na kama juzi tukiwa na anaitwa nani fanya mambo, he tried to say that we can't judge someone by one action that they did, which yeah, it's fair enough, I can take that, but it was still a crime that we see every day. Like every time any of us meets DJ Evolve, we see that crime, and it was
to be given to our youth to fight against the high cost of living that is affecting Kenyans in this nation. These are the only crimes that we are committing, and I want to assure you that we are going to fight. The war has been done, the war has been declared, a line has been drawn. If you are on our side, you are on our side. If you are on the other side, fight on the other side. But this is not going to stop anytime soon. Thank you.
Okay, so hiyo ilikuwa ni Babu, and yes, a line has been drawn, and that's the reason why I think that ODM is basically on its deathbed. Because how do you, in quotes, come back from this? These people are so divided right now that it's ridiculous. Like it's mpaka kuna mother fulani alikuwa Masaiza Mombasa, alikuwa anabonga juu ya ODM, and I think she described it better than I could ever describe. Alikuwa anatumia ile Kiswahili sanifu ya kusema juu kuku kavaa viatu. Okay, acha tumsikize.
Ili kwamba niwaelimishe hawa vijana ambao hawajui siasa. Kama wewe ni ODM, amini kwamba ODM imekufa. Na usishinde na uzungu mwingi ambao hautakusaidia. ODM imegawanyika mara 3. Mara moja wale wapenda kula ndio wako kule kina Uburu.
Wapenda kula ndio wako kule kina Uburu, najua. So Uburu, Joho, Pio Andai, Mbadi, Oparanya. Nimesahau. I think those characters. Yes. Okay.
Wa pili ni wale walala hoi. Watatu ni wale waliosoma hata ng'ambo wakafika.
So watatu I guess ni akina Sifuna, Babu Owino. Alafu wa pili ni walala hoi, like the normal average supporter wa ODM.
Kwa hivyo chama cha ODM kimekuwa marehemu. Na watu wasishindwe wakijigamba. Kama mtaka pesa nendeni kwa Zakayo, mtakula pesa. Lakini kama ni ODM hakuna. Oburu tokea zaliwe hajakuwa mwanasiasa. Tangu lini huko akavaa kiatu?
Tangu lini kuku akavaa kiatu? Damn. Oburu mimi nikiambiwa hivyo na vaa kiatu. Najiita kuku ya Kano. So yeah, I think ODM, and I think it's gone. And with that, we'd also have to question the legacy of Raila. Like, why create a party that is so strong when you're alive, but as soon as you're gone, it disintegrates? Because I think another thing about ODM ilikuwa ni, as much as there were people who believed in that vision, the Sifunas, there were other people who were just there to make money. And that same, say kama Junet amekuwa accused of that, like he was just there to make money. And I think with such people, you end up with a situation where the party is basically splitting. And as the party splits, there's one name that keeps coming up, ni Raila this, Raila this, Raila this, Raila that. And kuna hii design, considering that this press conference had Winnie Odinga, I felt like James Orengo was being reckless with saying this. Kuna zile to understand, understand his politics, but also Winnie is there.
I said at the funeral of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga that they killed Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. I said in the presence of President Daniel Arap Moi that they killed Jaramogi Oginga Odinga.
So I'd have to look at that. At how old did Jaramogi die? Because I remember as a kid nikiona Jaramogi and he looked old. And I think at some point mtu kufa tu, najua. Oh damn, he was only 83. But I guess hizo siku alikuwa na zeeka more than siku hizi, because he didn't look considering that mother mwingine Mangina is how old, because she does not look that old. But let me see, Mama Ngina, first lady of Kenya, she's 92. Damn. Okay, but she spent a big chunk of her life living a very soft life. So I guess, man, money makes you not age. Tukiangalia kina Oprah, alafu tuangalia huyo mother jo, because Jaramogi looked old. And I think also Raila, as much as he had money, the fact that he spent a big certain chunk of when he was young in detention, easy torture and what must have taken a toll like on his body, because on the other side he also looked very frail like in his last days. So but hivyo sasa ndio nani alianza kakibonga Jaramogi kudishwa. Me the Jaramogi I used to see, because the Jaramogi at 82 looked even older than budake, other than son wake Raila. So do I think he was killed? No, not necessarily. I think siku zake zilikuwa zimefika. For those time to kill him, they would have killed him in 1992, although alikufa 94. But okay, tuendelee.
I also want to say, without fear of contradiction, the death of Raila Odinga, which is still a mystery to a lot of us, those bear responsibility of the death of Raila Odinga are out there, and they are silent about it. But I hope that one day we will determine the circumstances in which Raila Odinga passed away. And that must be an objective that we must achieve.
So yeah, this is, I don't know. I know the politics is very divisive. And I know like right now everyone is fighting to prove who's who in ODM. But to bring up that, and in a press conference where the daughter is there, and the daughter has joined your side, I feel like to a certain level it's irresponsible. And it's also selfish, but that's just me. And konene najua mwaka ni mpya, lakini injili ni ile ile lemfi. So kama uko US, uko UK, uko Canada, ama uko the UAE na unatry kutuma do Kenya, baki umechangamka, ingia lemfi, utabaki umepata the most competitive rates. Lakini apart from that, on your first transaction ya $100 or more, utapata $20 sign up reward. So unangoja nini? Baki umechangamka, chap ingia lemfi. Lemfi, international payments for everyone. Ekonene. Wacha turuke kwa Ruto kidogo. So Ruto amekuwa akifanya hizi matua zake, and he was talking, I think bado hizi masaiza Northeastern, and someone ended up on the podium in a way that, and I've said this before, I always feel like hizi security zetu za this bodyguards zinakuwaga useless kabisa. And I remember nili come under a lot of heat after kusema that security ya Raila was never, according to me, it was never top notch. And I know, of course, after Dedi and Raila alirewardwa budanaitwa Morris Ogeta and what. But I always look at the instances where, number one, kuna ile part moja alikuwa pahali, alafu ngombe ikaanza kumhepesha. And I was there like, okay, you're supposed to be the bodyguard. You're supposed to be able to detect danger before. And you sense some, okay, it's an animal, a wild animal, blah blah blah. But another one happened, I think it was in Mombasa. Ile kuna fala fulani ilitokeaga na kiboko, ikasema ni msame chizi. Na hiyo kiboko aliweza kufika kwa Raila before he was stopped. And you can try and imagine that this was someone who, then this is what shows you how much the government, every time that they thought about, in quotes, killing him, they were afraid of the consequences, people revolting. But taking out Raila was not that hard, like, because I could see hizo security lapses. And coming to that, these security lapses here, the president also, where this dude worked for a very long time before he was tackled. Yeah. And so of course, kama kawaida, Ruto alikuwa hapo akipatiana story zake, and then drama happened.
Kwa sababu ya masaa, na tunajua mnataka kwenda kuswali. Mukiswali mtukumbuke jameni, na mkumbuke taifa letu. Mimi nataka niseme kwa watu wa Wajia, vijana ya Wajia, asanteni. Pole 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 pole.
Damn, hiyo ninja ingekuwa na kitu like there was that line of sight, ingekuwa ni ninja ina practice in the whatever of kung fu, like there was, for you to stand like that, kukimbia hivyo. I always feel like hizi security zetu ni very third worldish. Of course, did they react in time? Yes, they reacted in time, but I also feel like that distance. Alafu kunafaa kuwa na security according to me, like all sectors, ile by time unafika hapo ushategwa ama, but maybe I know nothing. Ndio chance yako ya kutukana hapo chini, buta kwenda kabisa. But
Achana na yeye, achana na yeye. Wacha relax hapo, keti hapo. Keti hapo tu chini. Takutana na wewe, keti hapo. So mjue ya kwamba tunawapenda sana. Tunataka kushirikiana pamoja na nyinyi na tutarudi hapa vile nimewaeleza. Kwa vijana wote wa Wajia hoye! Kwa sababu ya masaa na tunajua
so hii lakini sasa ndio the dangers of the politics of handouts, because now everyone wants a handout, and this guy who was rushing on stage, of course he knows if he gets the president's attention he can get some sort of handout. Kumbuka majuzi kuna ule dem moja sijui alikuwa anafaa kuanzisha kwa ni washing machine ama alikuwa anataka kubuy washing machine, so there's always that, and I don't know how to feel about it, because all these handouts, you can't give handouts to everyone. You have to think of how do I come up with something that inashikilia kila mtu, najua, and that to me makes more sense than these two handouts where now you are on stage and people are rushing on stage to come and unajua like ask for their handout. But it is what it is, man. We're in a third world country, and these third world countries, yes, and if you want to realize ama if you want to remind yourself of how third world we are, kuna clip moja, hii clip ni mzee but ni clip ya raya fulani ile haifai kuwa free, but damn mira ya juu ile mwaga kushaini na nanija na Eugene wa Malwa. This dude wiped the floor with Eugene, like damn. Somehow this clip I never came across it till jana, and I was like hafu msel kwa meandika yuko ni hapa nayo UDA shooter stock sniper alichoma shule na certificates. Yes, so kama unyiti rada, of course this guy alishootingi mse flani during the elections of 2022, then he ended up escaping into Uganda, and as soon as he realized that Ruto had won the elections he came back. Then what happened to his case? His case collapsed. Justice ni nani? Ni wewe na nyanyako.
Wetangula ako namba 3 kwa hierarchy ya wakubwa wa Kenya. Wetangula amekuwa speaker of the National Assembly mwaka 1.5, inaelekea mwaka ya 2. Kwa hivyo maswali yote ya Wetangula ya kutumia his position as number 3 in the country, utauliza yeye mwaka wa 2027 kama miaka yake 5 na yangu imekwisha. Mtu ambaye anafaa kuulizwa maswali huyu party leader wako huyu Eugene wa Malwa.
Damn, now it gets ugly for Eugene. Ira really drag Eugene kwa floor, jo. And vile kuna bonga juu Eugene, that's when I realized like damn, Eugene has been in government for long, because since bro wake dedi 2003 he's always been around hapo, najua. And this dude dragged. Okay, acha tusikize.
Eugene wa Malwa alikuwa waziri kwa miaka karibu 20. Alikuwa waziri ya Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Wakati hiyo msichana hiyo Nancy Barasa akafukuzwa kama umbwa, ati alijuna msichana mwingine ya masikio. Mwenye kuweka sahihi ni huyo waziri Eugene wa Malwa. Kutoka hapo akakuwa waziri wa maji. Hapa Jembabi kuna maji. Waziri wa maji alikuwa Eugene wa Malwa. Maji yenye sisi tuliona alilete ni ile alikuwa anatembea nayo kwa gari yake ya dasani akikunywa. Maji.
Damn. Ooh, okay. Maji tuliona ameleta ni maji alikuwa anakunywa ya dasani. Okay. Ishida ya maji. Okay, I don't want to know, like, because I feel like tuna need more, is it boreholes and whatever? Kuzizi manini nasikia, but I don't know how I'm not 100% sure about that. But nasikia hizi Chinese developments zote zina happen Kilimani. Kuna a lot of boreholes, so there is no water problem in those places. So it means that uko Maocha kunafaa kuwa na maji. Haifai kuwa ni as complicated as it is, but still in 2026 people still go to the river for water. It's
maji yetu wengine hapa ikapotea. Amekuwa waziri wa devolution, ile tu maendeleo alileta akiwa waziri wa devolution ni kuleta devolution conference huko Kakamega, ndio yule David Governor ya Kirinyaga akaonekana ako na msichana alikuwa sijui ya kuuza hiyo wasichana hao wanaopakanga vitu kwa mdomo. Hapo kwa lodging pale Kakamega akakuta kama ametoa loan. Oh shit, I remember that case. Ilikuwa a very funny case. Ile deputy governor wa Kirinyaga, ni deputy governor wa Igoro. Yura ilipatikanaga alafu I think ilikuwa inajitetea makosa imetendeka. Litoka Kirinyaga likakuja kumpatia kitu Nyaga. Toka Kirinyaga kuja kumpatia kitu moja, kitu mrefu. Okay. I don't know. But kuna Raila Shikagwa. And I don't think he'll run for a second term. But ngono ingizaga si shida Try imagine umetoka Kirinyaga Diki imeenda kuingiza kwa shida in Kakamega. Like, damn. Hiyo ndio maendeleo peke yake huyu waziri Eugene Wamalwa alilete. Wakati ile ingine kabla ya kura, iko pepo iliingia gavana wetu wa zamani, ikaingia Omunyinyi, ikaingia Seli. Wakaleta mapinduzi ya kupindua uongozi wa chama ya Ford Kenya. Wale viongozi wote ambao walileta hiyo njama ya kupindua Wetangula kwa kuwa chama ya Ford Kenya, sasa hiyo wote wako nyumbani wanachunga kahawa. Sasa governor anatembea, you are a young man. Hiyo pepe ikikuingia wanze hiyo vita, na wewe ulikuwa regional commissioner zamani, na hiyo kazi ilichukuliwa na mtu mwingine. Sasa hii kiti yako ya governor ya Trans Nzoia ukianguka, pengine utakuwa mtu ya kuchunga ng'ombe kwa barabara.
Damn, afu tiki Raila kibonga hivi na ni Raila inafaa kwa iko jela. Na Raila inanionyeshaga kitu moja. One thing about Kenyan politics inakuwaga hakuna principles. So from Seka Ruto, when this guy won the election, you think ni Kimilili, and Ruto needed the numbers in parliament. So for him, he didn't care that this guy had been accused of murder. The same thing now, Waluke had been accused of corruption and even found guilty of corruption. He was supposed to pay, was it 67 billion? It was some ridiculous money he was supposed to pay back. And he's been in jail for 67 years. I think he was supposed to pay 2 billion back. I don't remember the case well. And what happened? He appealed this case, and vile appeal case akatolewa jela siku kama leo. Inasemekana that the same day he was on the presidential jetting out with the president going somewhere. So it shows you how much principles mean nothing. And because the president will act like there are no people of integrity who can do these things, who can be loyal to him, and they are there. There are people who still believe he's doing a good job, and there are people who are principled enough, at least, who do not have a murder case, a rape case, a corruption case, but haijalishi.
Siko namna hiyo. Hapa ukiwa hapa kwangu, it doesn't matter the position you hold. I am the member of parliament here. Hata kama wewe ni governor ya Trans Nzoia, ukipumua na roho, upumulie kwa umbali hata jirani asisikie.
So ira inasemekana ina stand the highest chance for the next governor wa Bungoma. And it shows you how Kenyan voters are full of shit, because you're going to vote for someone who shot one of you in cold blood and got away with it. But you think that your situation is different, and he shot this person when he was a mayor MP. Now try and imagine the sort of atrocities he can do as a governor. But I think, as I keep saying, we stand for nothing. So why am I even surprised? Talking about standing for nothing, of course kuna mother moja yule alisemaga alienda ku give birth US because hakuwa anataka the doctors Wanakuru wabaki wamechiki hava JJ. So alikuwa anajitetea kisema vile ananida second term, na akisema that the first year alikuwa na shida kadhaa. So nashindwa hii story ya kwenda kuzaa iko the second year or whatever. So sasa saizi na iko kwa the third year and apparently she's doing things. I don't know how true that is because I know here War Memorial Hospital, I think it was closed down. It had like major problems. And of course she was telling us that somehow our junior staff wakiona vajeje yake kutakuwa na shida. Gynecologist exist, najua like kuna raya saizi niko sure like a dude whose name is not Stedman ishaangalia vajeje ya Oprah. So who are you kupeleka vajeje yako Texas? Okay.
Na kwanza cause nimemaliza yangu kazi nimefanya ama sifanyi, na hiyo ni 3 years, na mjue mwaka ya kwanza hata sikuweza kufanya, ni ile mashida nilikuwa nayo. Sasa hii miaka miwili imebaki, na I promise I will do more than even what nimefanya miaka 3. Na hapo ndio nawaomba mnipee term ya pili niweze kunyorosha Nakuru County. 2 term ya governor.
Okay, huyu mother unajua alisomaga I think ni University of North Texas. Alafu kuna time alikuwa na launch. I think in that first year is when she was launching, or in her second year when she was working, I think it's when she launched a dry tap. And I remember talking about it and some people were defending her. Oh, ungeka hiyo video ingekuwa longa, ungeona hiyo maji kitokea. You're launching a tap, you're a governor. You're launching a freaking tap. Sasa umetoka like Texas. Damn. I was there I think for a few days, less than a week. And if I was to come from such a country and the best, yani from such a state, and the best thing that I can launch in Nairobi ama in whatever is a tap, hey, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, niambie jo, mnafeel nini juu ya the politics of ODM? Ule mother amesema kuku kavaa viatu, mnachekini hivyo, is ODM still alive ama ODM imededi? Ikikam to stories za huo mother yeye kulaunch tap na alikuwa amesomea majuu, kuna shida mami tu ndo nimevaa niko full of kinyesi, as in full of shit. Baki umeniambia. And kama kawaida, good morning. Eko nene.